Hi, Bill Henshaw here again. You win in court, uh, and I'm here after a somewhat long of a delay here. I apologize about that on extended assignment in Iowa, and you're going to love what's going on here. What has happened, they've in effect convicted themselves of treason with records from their own corrupt courts. The primary focus of this video, though, is the situation in Akron, Ohio, where, as many of you know, there was a first-degree murder committed of Jayland Walker, who was shot 64 times in the back by 8 law enforcement thugs during the course of a traffic stop. Now, how in the world, and these bastards, none of them got indicted for even manslaughter, let alone first-degree murder, which is exactly what that was, especially at common law. This underscores a major defect in the current de facto government, in that they don't recognize creator endowed inalienable rights of any of their victims across the board. And yes, to be sure, blacks have suffered very disproportionately here, but they don't recognize it for any of us, and they don't think they have to. And yet at one and the same time, their lives, our public servants, seem to have value. How the hell does that work? I haven't figured it out either. If you've got an answer to that, I'd love to hear it. But this is as bad as it gets, and it ought to wake up people like the NAACP and the ACLU, who are not your friends. If they haven't figured out by now, civil rights doesn't cut it. Unload the bastards. I mean, and the big deal about this is the 14th Amendment, and I can prove it a cappella off the top of my head, does not exist. Neither does civil rights, and we not only don't need either one of them, we don't want either one of them. And oh, by the way, now they're talking about taking care of the $33 trillion budget deficit by invoking Section 4 of the non-existent 14th War Amendment, which says the validity of the public debt authorized by law shall not be questioned. It's about time for this crap to be over and done with. We have a window here with the U.S. Supreme Court acting like it has in the last three terms. And especially in a very recent case called Axon, AXON, the FTC, Federal Trade Commission, where they sounded exactly like me in a unanimous opinion, which looks like the death knell at long last for the administrative state. For information about that, send me an email, youwinincourt@gmail.com. I'll get you my highlighted version of that Axon case, noting that the real opinion is the concurring opinions of Justices Thomas and Gorsuch, not the majority opinion by Elena Kagan. And they may be going further. They have a case, I believe, still on the docket, that they may well review an earlier case called Erie Railroad v. Tompkins. If the same thing happens there, and particularly 9-0, we're at the doorstep. You know, we really have a shot here to get our nation and republic back. And that's the best news any of us could possibly hear, even if it involves a lot of quote unquote white supremacist arguments, which I make no apology for. But we get that back, and now everybody has enforceable rights. And what happened in Akron and across the country, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and others like them, won't happen anymore. Because now they're going to have real redress at real common law courts with real common law juries. That's what beats the bastards. Because those juries can rule on the facts and the law. Once that starts to happen, the ball game is going to be over quickly. So it's good news across the board. All of us should be pulling together here, whether you're Asian, African, whatever. It doesn't matter. And just a quick thought here. I mean, for people like me, would we even consider, for example, moving to Beijing, China, Khartoum, Sudan, or Pyongyang, North Korea, which has the same democracy that we have here, and be expected to be received as members of the sovereign body politic there? No, it doesn't work that way. Hasn't worked that way since the 12 tribes of Israel. That's not to say if we amend the Constitution in accordance with that document, Article 5, not in violation of all 6 articles, we could increase the sovereign body politic. a question on which I offer no opinion at the present time. But the plain fact of the matter is that's the way it was and is. And in a situation where the relationship with citizens and government is principal and agent, they don't have the consent of the governed anywhere in sight to do what they did, not to mention destroying the sovereign, independent states admitted into this union. That's what we want back. No, it wasn't perfect. Only the best government ever invented, and we can work on it and make corrections as we go along and do it right. Nothing hard about that. So as I say, if you want information, and I also have, by the way, constitutional defense document packets available at a very modest price. You can get more information on that. Send me an email, youwinincourt@gmail.com, and I'll get right back to you. And you're going to love what we're doing here and what we're doing in Iowa. I'll talk more about that in upcoming videos. Thank you.